Pokemon Sword and Shield are not the hardest Pokemon games ever released. My friend challenged me saying that if the games are that easy, why don't I beat them with only bug types? Well, bug types are the worst Pokemon type out there, so why not? This challenge was actually way more fun than I expected it to be, so let's see what happened. We start off our journey sitting on our couch when our friend Hop rushes in to tell us that his older brother, the unbeatable champion, is coming to town, and when he comes to town, he always brings presents. We head to our room to grab our hat and our backpack. We head over to Hop's house where his mom tells us that he's coming in through the Wedgehurst station, and we should go meet him there. We leave Hop's house and he reminds us that since we don't have our own Pokemon, we need to avoid the tall grass at all costs. We then run down to Wedgehurst station where there's a crowd of people in front of the train station. Once we arrive, out walks Leon with his signature pose and his Charizard. He gives a speech to the crowd and then notices Hop and tells him to hurry home. Back at Hop's house, Leon shows us the 3 Pokemon he brought home. Grookey the Grass Monkey, Scorbunny the Fire Bunny, and Sobble the Water Fish thing? Frog? Maybe? Let's go with Frog. Leon tells us to choose one as our starter Pokemon. Since we're only doing bugs this playthrough, of course I'm going to pick Scorbunny, so Hop has to choose Grookey. After we choose Scorbunny, our moms come out and we end up having a barbecue to celebrate Leon coming home. The next day, we meet back up with Hop and Leon. We discuss how Hop and I want to participate in the gym challenge to eventually fight against Leon to try and become the champion of the Galar region. Leon suggests that we should have our first Pokemon battle right there and then, so that way he can see what we got. Hop starts out the battle with Wooloo. Scorbunny isn't that strong yet, so we need to use a few scratches to take it out. After we level up, Scorbunny learns Ember and Hop sends out Grookey. This gives us a chance to test out our new super effective Ember to win the battle. Leon tells us after the battle that if we are serious about taking on the gym challenge, we need to get a Pokédex from the professor. Leaving Hop's house, we hear a crash and one of the Wooloos breaks through the gate and runs off into the Whispering Woods. Hop tells us it's forbidden for us to go in there, but we have to save the Wooloo. We navigate our way through the woods and come across this weird dog Pokemon that forces us to battle. No matter what we do though in the battle, it doesn't affect this mysterious Pokemon. With each passing turn, the fog becomes thicker and thicker until Leon wakes us up finding Hop and I passed out on the ground. We try and explain what we saw to Leon. He doesn't believe us, but we saw what we saw. He leads us out of the woods and we tell our mom we're going to go meet the Pokemon professor and she gives us a couple Pokeballs. Now we can finally catch our first bug types and actually start this challenge. In the grass outside Wedgehurst, we find this Caterpie and we add that to the team. I didn't look up any information for this run beforehand, so I'm not really sure what else spawns here. Oh hey, that's a Grubbin. That's probably one of the best bug lines in the game. I thought we had to wait till later to get this. Welcome to the team. Alright, now that we have 2 decent bug types, let's head to the Pokemon lab. Inside, Leon introduces us to Professor Magnolia's assistant Sonia, who was Leon's rival before he became champion. She installs the Pokédex app on our phone and tells us if we want to meet Professor Magnolia, we need to head to her house, which is on the next route. Outside the lab, we meet up with Hop, who shows us around the Pokemon Center. Is it just me, or does anybody else miss when the Pokemart and the Pokemon Center were 2 different buildings? No? Just me? Oh well. Before we head to Magnolia's house though, I think we need one more member of the team. Introducing Blipbug. I've never used this Pokemon before and I have spent so little time in the Gen 8 games that I don't even know what it evolves into. Alright, let's head to the next route and after defeating a couple trainers, Caterpie evolves into Metapod. We then meet everyone outside Magnolia's house. Inside, Leon tells us that Magnolia has been investigating the Dynamax phenomenon that happens in Galar's gyms. He then tells us that Hop and I need to have another battle so we can see that we actually want to participate in the gym challenge. We run outside and it's time to defeat Hop again. He leads his Wooloo and I lead out Grubbin. Grubbin knocks out Wooloo with Mud Slap. Hop then sends out Rookidee, which gets knocked out by Grubbin's Vice Grip. Against Hop's Grookey, I send out Blipbug so it can use a super effective Struggle Bug to knock out Grookey, but Grookey survives with a sliver of HP. Grubbin then ends the battle by knocking out Grookey with Vice Grip. After the battle, Leon is so impressed by our skill and dedication that he gives us a letter of endorsement to join the Gym Battle Challenge. Then out of nowhere, 2 meteors fall from the sky, nearly hitting us. They turn out to be wishing stars, which are needed to create Dynamax bands so we can Dynamax our Pokemon during the gym challenge. We give the wishing stars to Magnolia and Sonia offers to cook us dinner. We spend the night there and in the morning Magnolia hands Hop and I our Dynamax bands that were made with the wishing stars we found. We say our goodbyes and head back to Wedgehurst Station to catch a train to the next town and sign up for the gym challenge. On the train, we use our Rotom phones to look up more about Motostoke. We find out it's surrounded by a vast wild area that we can use to explore and train our Pokemon. The train then stops early because there's a group of Wooloo that are blocking the tracks, and instead of arriving in Motostoke, we have to go through the wild area to get there. As far as I know, there are no bug types that we can catch here right now, but I do want to start gathering wants from these raid dens, and oh, that's a Dwebble Dynamax raid. I guess we should do that and add this cool little hermit crab thing to our team. Oh hey, he's level 18? We probably will just use him as a last resort for now. Heading through the wild area, we arrive in Motostoke, we head up the elevator, and inside we find another challenger bead who just seems like a real piece of work. We were finally able to sign up for the gym challenge, and what better number to choose than 420. After signing up, we are told that we need to go to the hotel for the night because the opening ceremony starts tomorrow. Inside the hotel, we find Sonia, who's checking out a statue of the hero of Galar, and she gives us a brief history lesson. We go to check into the hotel, and there are these 3 weirdly dressed guys causing an issue. They challenge us to a battle, and we easily defeat them with our bugs, and in comes another gym challenger, Marini, who tells them to back off. They are her fan club or something like that, and they all call themselves Team Yell. I'm sure we'll see more of them later. In the morning, we head back to the stadium for the opening ceremony. One thing we have to give this game credit for is the over-the-top cutscenes. It really speaks to the world building of this game with all of the fans and the large arenas. The scene where all the gym leaders come out and are introduced one by one, and then all the gym challengers come out. The first time I saw this, it took my breath away. After the opening ceremony, Leon introduces us to Chairman Rose, and we make our way towards the first gym. Right as we're about to leave Motostoke, Hop challenges us to another battle. Grubbin takes out his Wooloo with Bug Bite, Dwebble takes out Rookity with Smackdown, and Grubbin comes back out to take out Grookey with Bug Bite to win the battle. After that fight, Blipbug evolves into Dottler. Along the next route, we fight some trainers and find ourselves in the first Galar mine. At the end of the mine, Bede wants to challenge us. This battle was pretty easy, so let's skip to right outside Turf Field when we met Milo, the grass gym leader. Before we can challenge him though, Sonia's dog thing leads us to an overlook where Sonia shows us this weird drawing on the side of a hill. She says this depicts the Darkest Day event where the heroes of Galar had to defeat some evil force to save the region. I kind of fast forwarded through it because I don't really care and I want to get to the gym battle. Speaking of the gym battle, inside the gym challenge we had to herd a group of Wooloos and now we can finally take on Milo. Milo has 2 Pokemon where we have 4, I think. I might be writing this script like a month after I recorded this, and I'm tired, so give me a break. I lead out Grubbin and Milo leads out Gossifleur. Grubbin takes it out with 2 super effective Bug Bites. Milo then sends out his ace Eldegoss. I get to Dynamax Grubbin for the first time to match his Eldegoss, but I didn't realize how strong it would be because he uses Max Strike to take out Grubbin. I send out Dottler, who's able to end the fight with Bug Bite. Thankfully, the first gym wasn't that bad. On the next route, we run into Team Yell again, who's bullying a poor doctor. Their dark types are such a joke to battle that it took less time for me to beat them than it did for me to write this sentence. In appreciation for saving him from Team Yell, the doctor gives us a Rotom Bike. I feel like that would be such an expensive gift, but I'm not complaining. Of course, across the bridge, Hop wants us to fight again. It goes about the same as the last couple of fights, except for some of his Pokemon are evolved, so skip. We arrive in Hullberry Town and we run into Chairman Rose in his swimsuit. Kinda weird, but I guess we are in a water town. He tells us after the next gym we should meet up for lunch. We heal our Pokemon in the Pokemon Center and now it's time to take on the Water Gym Challenge. For this gym challenge we get to channel our inner Mario and Luigi and fix some pipes. It's pretty easy, so we breeze through it and now we can take on probably the most attractive, strongest gym leader? Yep, let's go with that. Nice save. Nessa leads off with her Goldeen and I send out Charjabug. Oh yeah, Grubbin evolved into this and it was just in time for the gym. Anyways, Charjabug takes out Goldeen with Spark, Aeroscuda with Spark, then Nessa sends out her ace Dreadnought and I swap into Butterfree. Butterfree poisons Dreadnought before getting taken out by a Max Geyser. I send back in Charjabug and use my own Dynamax to make it huge. Charjabug does a ton of damage with Max Lightning, but then gets taken out by a Razor Shell. It's Dottler's time to shine though, because after confusion and poison damage, Dreadnought goes down, now we have 2 gym badges. With 2 gym badges, it's about time we go have lunch with Chairman Rose. Sonia meets us there as well, and they discuss how Dynamaxing works and more things that I ignore. We say our goodbyes and head to Galar Mine 2, which is actually a water cave. Inside I see something I didn't expect. Wimpod spawns in this cave. That's super important because we have the Fire Gym leader coming up, and its evolution Golisopod is amazing. We catch our little guy and find Bede who wants to fight us again. Anyways, After defeating him, we make our way through the mines and find the fire gym leader Kabu insulting some Team Yell grunts. For some reason, he's training his fire types against water types to make them stronger? That's not how that works, but whatever. Because we have some time before the gym fight, I made sure to train up my team in the wild area before heading back to Motos. Wimpod ends up evolving into Gliscopod, which again will be a huge help since Bug is weak to fire. Inside Motostoke, the gym is closed for the night, so we head to the hotel where we find Marnie, who wants to battle. She leads her Krogunk and I lead Dottler. One confusion takes it out though. I then send out Charjabug against her Scraggy and take it out with a Bug Bite. Gliscopod comes out to take on her Morpeko, so let's see what our new friend can do. Gliscopod uses First Impression and one-shots it. Pretty nice. I guess this means after a good night's sleep, we are ready to take on Kabu in the Motostoke gym. In the gym challenge, we need to earn 5 points by fighting and capturing Pokemon. The cool thing about this gym challenge is that one of the Pokemons is Sizzlipede, a bug fire type Pokemon that if we don't catch it here, we'll have to wait till later in the run to get one. We of course catch it, beat the gym challenge, and now let's take on Kabu. I lead with Gliscopod against Kabu's Ninetales. Gliscopod takes it out with a Waterfall. I then Dynamax Gliscopod to use Max Geyser to take out Arcanine. Kabu Gigantamaxes his own Centiskorch's G-Max Inferno doesn't do a lot of damage, but it will be enough to trigger Gliscopod's annoying escape ability, so I lost my Dynamax. Charjabug comes out to knock out Centiskorch with Spark though, and we win the battle. Outside the gym, Milo, Nessa, and Kabu meet us and let us know that we can use the flying taxi now to fast travel around the region and wish us good luck. Hop and I then head to the wild area to make our way to Hammerlock. The trip seemed like it would be uneventful until I find what would become my favorite member of the team, Cutiefly. Don't let its small size fool you. Once it evolves into Rabombi, it becomes a crazy strong fairy bug type. Well, crazy strong for a bug Pokemon. We finally make it to Hammerlock and we meet up with Chairman Rose again, and he says that there are some relics from the darkest day in the vault and we should go check it out. At the vault, we run into the 8th gym leader, Rihan. He tells us to head up to the vault where Sonia is waiting there to tell us more about the story plot. There isn't really anything there that interesting to me. Oh well, on our way to the next gym, we run into Team Yell again, who's bothering some Pokemon. We defeat them with Hop cheering us on, and Cutiefly evolves into Rabombi. After the fight, some experienced lady comes up and tells us that we're not the right fit to take over her gym. That was Opal, the 5th gym leader. With that, we battle some more trainers. Sizzlipede evolves into Centiskorch, and our team looks like it's coming together pretty nicely. We make it to Stoneside, home of the fighting gym, and it's time to take on our next badge. We play a weird game of bumper cars mixed with pinball, with a sprinkle of those spinning teacups from Disney World, and now we can challenge the gym leader, Bay. B? Bay? I think we're going with B. Gym leader B. She leads her Hitmontop against my Rabombi. Rabombi takes it out with a Draining Kiss. I then Dynamax Rabombi to take out Pangoro with a Max Starfall, Surfetch with a Max Starfall, and finally Rabombi takes out Machamp with a Draining Kiss. Outside the gym, Sonia hears some strange noise coming from another Darkest Day painting from the top of the stairs. We rush there to find Bede looking for wishing stars using the chairman's Copperage to make a hole in the painting. We defeat Bede and the chairman shows up to revoke his sponsorship of Bede, so Bede can no longer participate in the gym challenge. The wall still crumbles though, and inside reveals a statue of a shielded sword dog who might be the real heroes of the Darkest Day. Well, with that behind us, we go through the creepy glowing forest and find ourselves in Benolia Town, home of Opal's Fairy Gym. The Fairy Gym challenge is pretty easy. It's just beating a bunch of random battles and answering questions from Opal, so let's get straight to the fight. She leads with her Galarian Weezing against my Gliscopod, but Gliscopod ends up ejecting, so instead I send out Orbeetle, who knocks out Weezing. Against Opal's Mawile, I send out Centiskorch, who knocks it out with a Flame Wheel. Rabombi takes out Togekiss with Dazzle and Gleam. Against Alcremie, I Dynamax Rabombi, who takes it out with a Max Starfall. We only have 3 more gym badges left. Back in Hammerlock, we run into Bede, who impresses Opal so much that Opal kidnaps him and takes him under her wing. On the other side of Hammerlock, we beat Hop again. Not sure why he's trying. On our way to the next town, Dwebble evolves into Crustle. We battle more trainers and then make it to Circhester, home of the Rock Gym. This is when I realized that I could have evolved Charjabug way sooner. I find a Thunderstone in the wild area and evolve Charjabug into Vikavolt. We then make it through the gym challenge, not falling through the floor too many times, and now it's time to take on gym leader Gordy. He leads his Barbanacle against my Vikavolt. Vikavolt takes it out with a single Thunderbolt. Golisopod then takes out Shuckle with Waterfall, Stonejourner with Waterfall, and I end up wasting my Dynamax because of Golisopod's dumb ability. Thankfully, we have Crustle, who takes out Colossal with Smackdown. Outside the gym, we meet up with Sonia again, who brings us to a pizza or curry place to tell us more about the Darkest Day. Anyways, let's head to Spikemuth for the 7th gym. Outside the town, there's a crowd of people but the door is closed so they can't go in and watch the gym challenge. Marnie calls us to the side and tells us she's actually from Spikemouth, but for us to get in from the side entrance, we have to defeat her. I don't know why there are so many rival battles in this game that can be defeated by my bug types, but we win and get access. Inside the whole town is the gym challenge, and it's just more battles with Team Yell. At the end of the long strip of battles though, we get to fight my favorite Galar gym leader. The fact that he's a musician, doesn't Dynamax, and his ace is Obstagoon, he's just the embodiment of cool. Piers leads with Scrafty, and of course I lead out with Rabombi. Rabombi takes out Scrafty with a Dazzling Gleam. I then send out Vikavolt against Malamar and knock it out with Thunderbolt. Golisopod takes out Obstagoon with Pin Missile, and Centiskorch ends the battle by taking out Skuntank with a Flame Wheel. Outside Spikesmith, we meet Leon, who tells us that we need to challenge Rihan for our next and last gym badge. He then runs off because there's some emergency that he needs to take care of. We try to follow him, but Hop stops us saying that he's already fixed it. Okay, let's go challenge Rihan. Unlike every other gym battle, this one's a double battle. I lead Rabombi and Golisopod against Rihan's Flygon and Gigalith. Golisopod takes out Gigalith with Waterfall. Rabombi takes out Flygon with Dazzling Gleam. Golisopod takes out Sanconda with Waterfall. Rihan only has Duraludon left now. I Dynamax Rabombi, who immediately gets taken out by a Max Steel Strike. I end up switching around my Pokemon until Duraludon's G-Max wears off. Now Vikavolt can take out Duraludon with Mud Slap. Well, now we can make our way to this game's version of the Elite Four. We take a train from Hammerlock Station, which brings us to a station just outside Winden. I don't know who designed these tracks to come outside the city and not actually leading to the city, but we defeat more trainers and make our way there. Now we head to the stadium and we find out we have to fight the other gym challengers. This should be easy. First we have Marnie. She leads out her Liepard against my Centiskorch. Centiskorch knocks it out with a Bug Bite. Rabombi knocks out Scrafty next with Dazzling Gleam. Orbeetle takes out Toxicrunk with Psychic. Golisopod takes out Morpeko with First Impression. And to win the battle, Vikavolt takes out Grimmsnarl. Hop is our next opponent. Orbeetle takes out Double with Struggle Bug. Vikavolt takes out Corviknight with Thunderbolt. Golisopod takes out Snorlax with Pin Missile, Pincurchin with Pin Missile, and I Dynamax Orbeetle to take out Rillaboom with Max Flutterby. The real champion fight is set for the next day, so we head back to the hotel to meet up with Leon. When we get there, Piers is there and says that Leon actually went to Rose Tower for a meeting with Chairman Rose. For some reason, Chairman Rose's assistant doesn't want us to interfere with the meeting, so we have to find this guy in the phone booth. Piers holds a concert. We then make it into Rose Tower, defeat some League staff, and find her at the top of Rose Tower where she makes us battle her. After defeating her, we find Rose and Leon talking, and Leon tells the chairman that they can finish their discussion after the champion battle. The next day, we go to the stadium to fight our way to the champion, but before the first battle, Bede comes out to crash the party. We humiliate him again, and now it's time for our final fights. Since we already fought the gym leaders, and these fights were about the same as the original fights, I'm not going to bore you with that. We defeat Nessa again, Bee again, and Rihan again. Now it's time for our final fight. Leon, the unbeatable champion. We run out to the middle of the field, and Chairman Rose makes an announcement, says that he's going to trigger the Darkest Day again to save the Galar region 1,000 years in the future. Wait, you're telling me that Rose couldn't wait an hour to solve a problem that's 1,000 years away? We have to take care of this. Leon and I run out of the stadium and find Hop, and he says that the statues of the heroes seem close to the ghosts that we saw at the start of our journey. We head back to the Whispering Woods and make our way through. We make it to the spot where Leon found us passed out. There's actually a shrine there that has a rusted sword and a rusted shield. I take the rusted sword and Hop takes the rusted shield. Heading back to Hammerlock, we find Chairman Rose in the basement and he's ready to fight. Centiskorch knocks out his Escavalier with Fire Lash, Kling with Fire Lash, Berserker with Fire Lash, Ferrothorn with Fire Lash, and Golisopod takes out Copperajah with Max Geyser. After defeating Rose, he tells us the Darkest Day is caused by a Pokemon named Eternatus who's on the roof. I guess that means that's our next stop. We arrive on the roof to see the giant Eternatus drop down from the sky. We try and fight it with our moves, but it doesn't affect it. As a last-ditch effort, Hop holds up his shield and I hold up my sword. This summons the heroes Zacian and Zamazenta to help us fight it. After defeating Eternatus, I throw a Pokeball and capture it to save the Galar region from the Darkest Day. 3 days later, it's finally time for us to actually take on Leon. Starting the fight, I send out Cinniskorch to take out Aegislash with Fire Lash. Vikavolt takes out Inteleon with Thunderbolt. Rabombi takes out Dragapult with Draining Kiss, Haxorus with Dazzling Gleam, Centiskorch takes out Mr. Rime with Fire Lash, and Golisopod takes out Leon's ace Charizard with Waterfall. With that, we have beaten Pokemon Sword with only bug Pokemon. This challenge actually made playing Pokemon Sword somewhat enjoyable, but I don't know if I'll ever want to do a full playthrough of this game again. If you enjoyed watching this video, why not check out the video where I beat Pokemon Heart Gold with a super cool glitch, or this video that YouTube thinks you'll like even more.